Hey again, everyone. Um, yeah, here I am again in the park. Just wanted to chat a little bit. It's been a month and a half or so now, maybe, since my last update. Uh, yeah, just there's not a ton to talk about, but I did want to pop in, give everyone an update on how things are going because I know I haven't been super around lately. So just talk a little bit about that. Talk about plans, and I'll probably ramble a little bit. So Taco Bell was out of they were out of the normal Baja Blast, so I had to get zero sugar. It definitely has that artificial taste. Not crazy about, but it's a beautiful day. There are a lot of people out. It's like a kid's birthday party over there, but thankfully they won't. I think they're out of earshot, so they won't hear me just talking into my phone. But yeah, really nice here today. Anyway, Starscape. Um, let's see. Yeah, so haven't gotten out group ads yet, uh, and it turned. I'm really happy with how it's been turning out. It looks great, I think. Um, some of the ability for customization isn't quite there. You know, you can customize color, you can customize icons, and obviously the text, and you can add like a nice long description. Um, but it would be nice if it was possible to customize a little bit more if I had a few more animations. But I think it's in a good place. It is feature complete. I'm really trying to push it out as soon as I have a solid chunk of time. Maybe that'll be, you know, this weekend, but maybe not. We'll see. Um, yeah, it has been one of the busiest months of my life. May was. It's funny. Last year ended. Um, Last year was busy. I know everyone's busy. I know everyone's busy all the time. It's true. But I just feel like, man, last year was insane. I had so much travel and I had tight deadlines for work. And obviously, I wasn't even working on Starscape back then. And I still was just exhausted at the end of the year. And so, sometime in December, I think I got home from visiting my family for Christmas. And I just, I looked at my wife and I was like, excuse me, the little quesadilla is trying to come back up. Uh, Also, it's kind of windy today, so I hope the audio quality works out. Anyway, I need to stop losing track. At the end of last year, I kind of like looked at my wife and I was like, I'm not doing that again. I'm not having another year like that because it was incredibly stressful. Um, but of course, the first half of this year has been just as, if not more, busy. Um, I've had, yeah, just a ridiculous amount of travel going on, especially for, well, some of it's been work travel, some of it's been family travel, some of it's been recreational travel. But I think what's crazy is like January and February were not that busy, and that's when I got a ton of work done on Starscape, right? Like January and February, I don't think I really traveled at all, maybe a little bit in February. And I wasn't skiing that much either. So it was just like all Starscape all the time, and also work, of course. I was putting in normal work days, but that was okay because there wasn't anything else going on. March hit, and as soon as March hit, it was like, okay, I've got work travel, I've got more work travel, I've got some other thing happened in March probably. Anyway, deadlines happened. Yeah, March was a big work deadline time, and I got the Starscape update out in March, so that was great. But that was a busy month. Since then, it's been nonstop. Um, April was crazy between like Eclipse travel and new work deadlines. Um, and then May, May was just, I was gone from home for I think 18 days straight on three consecutive back-to-back-to-back trips. One of them was completely my fault. It was a diving trip, and I know I've been talking about diving a lot. And yeah, my wife and I went and we had a little had a little dive trip. It was great. I posted some pictures of it in the Discord. Again, I really think if you're like kind of into adventurous stuff, and you have any interest in the ocean, diving will blow your mind. So even if you're like not near the coast, there probably is a dive center near you. They're probably doing diving in like your local quarry, or, you know, filled in quarry, you know, like an old quarry, not an active one. Don't do that. You know, or large lakes, you know, there's diving in the Great Lakes, you know, it's all over the place. It might not be as fun as diving in tropical locations, but it's still just like, anyway, I could go on for hours. I'm not going to. This is going to be a quicker update. We did a dive trip. I flew straight from there into a week-long work trip. After that week-long work trip, I saw a couple of my best friends from college for the first time in 2.5 years, who happened to be in the same place. So I went and met them. We had a nice weekend, and then a couple days after. So by that point, it was late May. I had been away from home for 18 straight days. I got back home, and then I just crunched for an end of month work deadline that I got out, you know, this past week, which, you know, it's been a lot. It was a long month. I'm very happy it's done. Anyway, you don't care. You don't care. You want Starscape updates. I mean, maybe you care. I'm not saying you don't care, but anyway, there's just a lot going on, for sure. And it's taken away from being able to work on Starscape. But I did manage to finish the group ads feature. You know, there's a little bit of polish left to do, but it's largely done. I should be able to release it soon, really soon. I just need like a solid couple days. So, and obviously I've been trying to like bike, and because biking is like when I listen to like the news and stuff, and it just helps me relax. Anyway, more Starscape related stuff. While I was sitting here, like just a few minutes ago, I watched Skit Gaming's review of Starscape on YouTube. Thought it was really great. I know, you know, I was looking at a few of the comments, and I know some Starscape players think he could have participated a bit more in things like faction warfare, and some of those things that give a bit more of a community feel. And I think, yeah, Skit, if you're listening, I don't know if you would be, but yeah, you might want to try those out a bit. But I think overall, I was really pleased with the review. He had a lot of nice things to say, and I actually really respect that he hasn't fallen prey to the IGN effect of everything's a 7 out of 10 or like a 9 out of 10. I think 6 out of 10, if 10 is like the greatest game you've ever played and 1 is Gollum, then yeah, I'd say Starscape probably around a 6. That's totally fair. And I think I didn't follow Skip before this review, but I think he's got a really good style, good editing. I think he's got a bright future, and congrats on graduating college as well. So, I'm sorry, I got this new smartwatch and it's like yelling at me. Okay. Yeah, no, great review. And I think some of the stuff that he talked about is stuff that definitely want to be addressing in future updates, like making systems more varied, increasing like feelings of community. I think group ads hopefully will help with that. You know, even if you're alone as a player traveling around the galaxy, maybe there's an ad telling you, hey, come to this system, this is where we hang out. Or there are just ads like that make you feel a bit more part of something bigger than just you going around alone. At the same time, I think the solo player experience is something that I focus on a lot in Starscape. And so the fact that he was a solo player, and really coming from that perspective is great, because most of the feedback that I'm getting is from people who are more faction oriented. Yeah, and like group oriented. And so to hear from individual players who don't have like a big collective voice is great. Yeah, so that's awesome. I've like run out of things to say already, I think. Which is, you know, usually I'm able to ramble a bit more on this stuff. I could talk a lot. Oh, I did think it was funny that he called me an internet cult leader. I appreciated that, and he showed one of my skiing videos, so that was awesome. I'd like to hope that I'm not quite a cult leader, but you know, is it the end of the world? I don't know. What else? I don't know. I feel like some of you just like to hear me say stuff, and I want to be, you know, I want to be around and like not disappear for 2 years. So I want to like say stuff, but there isn't too much else to say. Gonna get an update out. After that update, I think what I need to do though is I need to really look at prioritizing the work a little bit more, because group ads, even though it's gonna be cool, is it really an update that should have taken 2 months? And I need to look at the updates coming next and like really prioritize them as to what's going to be the best for the game going forward, because I don't have as much time as I used to. My schedule for August and September is clear right now. Like I don't have any travel planned then. So hopefully, you know, I'll be able to get a lot done in those months. And I don't have any like work deadlines set for those months either, so that's great. But it's hard to say. Things have just been coming up, and I feel like, you know, I don't even have like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Okay, here's a little tidbit. Here's one of my little, trying not to be some self-help guru on YouTube, but also straying into that territory because I have a lot to say and I don't talk to too many people in real life. Getting older is just, man, I don't even have a family yet. You know, obviously I have like my parents and my brother and sister, but I don't have dependents, children, if you will. And what's crazy to me is that I feel like I have a busy schedule, and I do, but there are people who basically have my schedule and also have families to take care of. That's crazy to me. Like, I don't think people appreciate how much free time they have growing up. You know, it sucks when you're like in middle school and your mom has to take you everywhere, right? And you're probably not cooking for yourself too much. And you know, you don't have a job, so you don't have any money, but you also don't have any responsibilities other than homework. And most people can get homework done within, you know, an hour or two a night or something like that, if that. And so you have so much free time, you know, 4 or 5 o'clock rolls around and you're like, I got the whole night to myself. And even me right now, I don't have that freedom. And in the future, I expect to have even less. So it's crazy. You know, there's so much responsibility and your time just sort of evaporates. And the free time you do have, you're like, that was a long day. I just want to lay in bed and watch Family Guy on loop for the 5th time in a row because you're just exhausted. So it's not that bad all the time. Like, you know, I feel like my energy levels like come and go, you know, kind of in waves. Right now, I think I'm feeling pretty good, but there are some weeks, some months where it's just like, man, I'm spent. So there's my little rambly piece of life advice for you. Is just, you know, enjoy it while you have it. Enjoy the free time while you have it. Enjoy your parents having to drive you around. Enjoy not having a job, although work is fulfilling sometimes. You know, it's also a big responsibility. So, but it's a necessary phase of life, of course. So, gotta embrace it, but you don't have to love it all the time. Anyway, my hair has gotten progressively worse throughout this video, so I think I need to head off before it gets any worse, or I will just, yeah, I'll regret it. So thank you all for listening again. Thanks to Skip for giving Starscape a fair shake. Hopefully by the time I'm given another video of these, it's going to be after Starscape's next update. We can see where things go. Yeah, thanks everyone for all your kind words and chatting with me and caring about the game, even when I'm not, you know, super active releasing stuff. It means a ton. I look at my life and I'm like, I'm really glad Starscape happened, and I'm really glad it's still a part of my life. So thanks again, everyone, and I will catch you next time.